With so many investors seemingly waiting to buy the dip, do you need a new strategy? Welcome to Trading Nation. I'm Eric Chemi. Today we've got Boris Schlossberg at BK Asset Management and David Seaburg with Cowen Company. Boris, I want to start with you. What do you think? Do you need a new strategy here? Is waiting for dips just not going to happen?
I think the dip is coming. I think you just need to be very patient. If you're going to use any kind of a strategy right now, I would rather sell puts, let the price action come to you. It's not a time to chase prices, in my opinion. I think we're going to get a correction of at least 5%, and I think those who are patient are going to be rewarded.
David, what do you think about that? Are you seeing a correction of at least 5% coming up?
I mean, look, we could have a 5% pullback and it'd be healthy. I don't worry about that being the end of the world, if you will. I just look at it and say, I think that once you have, Trump's gets his cabinet in order, I think you're going to start to hear a much more positive tone come out about certain things that are really driving stock prices. Obviously, taxes, we need to get that through, corporate and individual, and we need to either walk away from this bad tax conversation so we can see some relief in some of the names that are really being affected by it. But I think once we start to hear some positive toned news flow out of that, we will see the next leg up in the market in general. I agree with Boris. There are certain sectors that have made significant moves, like the financials, which I do still like the financials over the longer term, but I think in the near term, even possibly medium term, they've played their course, mainly because I think it's going to take a lot longer for any sort of policy change or Dodd-Frank reform because of the agencies need to have their heads replaced. So I do think the financials for the near term could be a little bit, trade sideways. I don't see them falling out of bed, but I think the rest of the market, I think there's pockets where you could jump in and still be fine. I don't see a lot of downside risk.
Boris, what do you make of the fact that despite all the volatility in the news cycle and on the political front, the markets themselves, if you take a look at the S&P or the Dow, they are as flat for the last couple months as we have ever seen in our lives in a 2-month period? What's going on with just this flatline market?
Markets are definitely in a wait-and-see mode, and they're being supported by very beneficial bond yields. Bond prices have really kind of come down. Bond yields have really come down. Bond prices have come up, and that's really provided a little bit of a lift for stocks at this point. But I think the market is very much in a wait-and-see mode, and my point is that I think the Trump policies are going to take much longer to put into effect than the market thinks, and that kind of disappointment is probably what's going to cause the contraction and the correction that we're looking for.
All right, well, Boris, Dave, thank you for joining us here on Trading Nation. I'm Eric Chemi. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.